All right, well, we're live. Hello, I'm Jeff Poole, and I'm president and founder of Postures for Profits. And with us today, we have Janet Swartz, who's the creator of the Empowerment Process and the author of the Empowerment Process book, Discover a Powerful Way to Transform and Heal, which, by the way, is now available on Amazon in both a Kindle and a soft cover version. So welcome to the program today, Janet.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm happy to be with you, and thank you all for joining today.
So the topic of our conversation today is specifically about the intuitive guidance consultations that you offer. So what's the value of an intuitive guidance consultation with you, Janet? And as I was understanding it, it might have some great value for me in my life. So how might that apply to me?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, Jeff. And I'll just answer by saying intuitive consultations tell you whatever it is that you want to know. The reality is that everything happens for a reason in our lives. And since we're such left-brain creatures and having to know and understand everything, we want to get what's happening. So if there's some confusion or concern, the value of knowledge is priceless once we see the purpose of what's actually going on.
So what if I don't know what to ask? I just have a feeling that I'm stuck and I can't seem to go forward.
That's real common, actually, when people call me. And I have some free assessments that you can access, the Awareness Quotient Survey and the Chakra Awareness Survey, which you can get which you can go through and find areas of concern that will help you determine your questions. Whenever you have a question, there has to be an answer. Otherwise, you wouldn't even actually have thought to ask it. I find that to be true. And also that people truly underestimate themselves. You can learn to be much more open to greater possibilities and think in a more expanded way than is your habit. So if you feel frustrated by something, for example, whether it's a relationship issue or financial issue or combination, you can give yourself an opportunity to recognize that there's something much greater in life than what you're already expecting. Or if you put your situation in context, you can see that you can transform the energy of frustration to something, say, of blissful love. Well, that might seem like a tall order, but major shifts in your energy that you experience as thoughts and play out in your behavior can really be a part of your regular experience.
So is that what the empowerment process is about?
That's one of the other services I provide. It's called I call it the empowerment process. And it's to guide you in transforming your disempowering beliefs and, say, subtle frequencies that keep you holding on to them. I might ask the question, how do you use your energy? By having an intuitive consultation with me, you will gain greater clarity on what's happening in your life, even discover your path, if that's the question, and an avenue to fulfill your purpose here. We're here on Earth, and we have some reason to be here. Once you see things in perspective, it's so much easier to determine priorities, make clear decisions, and relax as your life unfolds. You can actually dissolve your confusions, doubts, and concerns.
So this sounds really interesting. What do you actually do?
Well, in essence, you could say I create a roadmap that makes sense to you both logically and emotionally, where you'll feel at home with the information. It's actually you. And you may have experiences in your life that don't seem to make sense, causing some confusion or concern. So the information I receive, really through my thoughts, is not based on my own personal experience, but is related directly to what you're experiencing in your life. And then I'm able to share with you that information and insights that fill in those gaps that you're looking for.
So is that kind of a back and forth thing where I can ask you questions or share with you what I'm feeling about it and you're responding right back at me?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I sort of become your friend in that way. And as I begin to understand your situation, I tune into the energy frequency that needs to be addressed. The information you share with me could come from any time, actually, in the past. It could be what's currently on your mind, or it might be something that will surface during a session. It might be something that happened at an earlier stage in your life, maybe even from birth, or could be from a past life.
So you might even bring something up to me on the fly that I didn't even think about.
Right, exactly. And it's not so much on the fly, it's actually what is in your energy system. It's just you may not have recognized it or given it any credence. And as it does surface, it makes sense. It makes sense in the context of what we're talking about, and it could lead in a whole different direction. In any case, the information that comes up, you will recognize it, and you'll be at home with it. It'll feel just right and have a comfortable resonance that what comes up during the intuitive guidance session.
Oh, so I'm not having to feel like I have to believe what you're saying or believe in something. It's going to be kind of something I'm already feeling inside, is what.
Yeah, it's a reality. It's a reality that you're already living, and it's just a matter of recognizing what it is. And because I have the ability to synthesize the information, I'm able to help you make coherent sense out of it and interpret it, so that the information from the past becomes appropriate in the context of your present life. And I always make sure that you deeply understand what's coming forth, what's coming up for me, and what's being revealed, because at the end of a session, everyone feels uplifted, inspired, and peaceful. And I actually, too, I feel that blessing, too. It's really remarkable.
That's great, because it sounds like you've kind of diffused a little bit of the tension and the concern about it. If somebody trying to tell me something, and it's actually more that you're sitting there guiding me through an experience of something that is happening inside of me that I might not be aware of. So can you give us like another example of some other things that you might do in that process?
Well, one thing that I feel is very important, and I have it as a subtle desire whenever I work with someone, is to help you recognize your gifts. And your gifts are, you could say, places where your strongest energy is, so that you can draw on them as part of your support system. Sometimes you might take yourself for granted, or you believe what you hear from others without actually recognizing your own strengths. So once these gifts become apparent, we can then explore how you can use them and how you can share them. You'll even see what it is that you can offer to other people, to others, to your family, to your friends, to strangers even, what you can offer to the planet, what you can even offer to the celestial realm, if that's what's in your understanding. And you'll also want to know and become clear about how your energy is being received. So many times people just extend their hearts, extend their love, extend their services, and they don't really feel that they are being received. So that's very important, and so you'll be able to discover your inner and outer support systems. It's like knowing who your fan club members are, and you're your own best fan club member.
You know, it sounds very appealing, but you know, I've got this thought that's kind of just entered in, like, what if the information that comes out actually causes me more concern, and you know, maybe I don't feel prepared to deal with it at that time.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes we're actually bigger than we think we are, and we go, oh my, I don't know if I can deal with this. So as creator of the empowerment process, I feel that there's an avenue for anyone to become self-empowered, not just by gaining information and inspiration from an intuitive guidance consultation, but by giving you an opportunity to shift old disempowering patterns of thought and behavior that you're ready to change. So if something comes up for you like that and you're open and willing, then we can change the doubts or the concerns, the lack of confidence, whatever chakra energy or energy in the body needs to shift to contains something bigger. And so the empowerment process can help you make changes in your physiology and in your emotional and spiritual bodies to support a new way of functioning.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, actually, if you don't mind me interrupting at that point. As you were saying it, I was getting, some thoughts that were coming in my mind about sort of habits I have. And I can, it was like you were talking about it. I started having these kind of thoughts. Is that what you mean by perhaps some disempowering patterns of thought that you might be caught up in that you're kind of hiding and not facing?
Yeah, exactly. We're so used to thinking in certain ways or responding in certain ways to situations and to our own thinking that we don't take the opportunity to pay attention to them and realize that we can shift them. So if you have, for an example, if you have a certain response that you have towards somebody where you're either always defending yourself or putting them down or something like that, and so you don't get the result that you want with your inquiry or so forth, is that, yeah, we can change the way we behave and the way we think and how we interact with other people so that it becomes natural. And if we resonate with that new situation, and it might take a little practice, I can't say it doesn't take some work, but if we recognize it, then we're actually able to make that shift. And so that's really what we're doing. And sometimes I recommend a combination of an intuitive consultation and an empowerment process session, or a follow-up of one or the other afterwards. So if you, for example, if you signed up for an empowerment process session to transform your energy, to feel more confident and expanded, if intuitive information becomes part of it, then I'm on board. It works both ways.
Well, I can see where it must be extremely rewarding for you, and I wonder if you could take a moment right now and like share with us what it is that you're learning yourself from working with your clients, and then how do you know that they've actually made the transformation?
That's great. Every single time I work with someone, I seem to learn something new. It's just amazing to me. For example, I might discover a new way of receiving information from someone else's consultation that's helpful for you, and it just opens up during that time. It's just obvious. Or maybe I've heard some valuable way for you to heal that I've become aware of. I just have learned over the years to fully trust my own intuitive information that's helpful for your transformation and growth, and it continues to develop. And with that, my confidence in the results, of course. Everybody's so different, and so the intuitive consultations take on a different character depending on who it's for, and I have no prior agenda. So I just sit in a neutral space and allow. And if I follow up, for example, with the same person, it could take on a completely different character than the one before. So I live in a place really where the results are so inspiring as I continue to practice, learn, and be there for anyone who needs me. And as I get positive feedback through emails and phone calls and text messages, I continue to be inspired and inspire other people as well. And I actually like to spend a few minutes on the phone with you beforehand to just kind of discover what it is that you're looking for and what I can do for you on the phone or by email. And that's a great way to connect to me with my phone number here or my email address. And I'm just happy to share, happy to work with anyone that's open.
In light of that, I'd like to just very quickly share with everyone, here's how you can connect with Janet. Here's her phone number, 641-469-5555. That's a great number, very easy to get. And if you'd like to correspond with Janet via email, you can do that at janet@empowermentprocess.com. So, and I'll give you a little bit more information about these as we're kind of wrapping everything up. But I'd just like to thank you very much for joining us and explaining all this to us today, Janet. I mean, learning about the empowerment process and the value of these intuitive guidance sessions is, I think, some really valuable information for some people. And we've got a couple of your websites that you were kind enough to give us that I'd like to share with everyone so we can help them to be able to take advantage of some of these resources. So the first one actually here would be to schedule an intuitive guidance consultation with Janet. You can go to her website for that, which will hook you into her electronic online scheduling system, and you just go to http://consultations.empowermentprocess.com, and
I'm looking at the picture, Jeff, and it isn't up, but maybe it is for other people.
Yeah, it actually shows up over the top of my my screen here.
Okay, great.
And let's just make doubly sure that we've got that. I'll go back through and just very carefully make sure we have it on our screen. So right now here it is, as I said before.
Now I see it.
Consultations.empowermentprocess.com. And if you'd like to visit Janet's main website to learn all about the empowerment process, including, she even has some live workshops and stuff that are going around the country that you might want to participate in as well. And that one you can reach at www.empowermentprocess.com. And then in the beginning, when she referenced the two surveys that she has, one's called the Awareness Quotient Survey and the Chakra Awareness Survey. She has a website that's janetswartz.com, or you can put in www in the front of it. It'll take either of those. And you can get access to more than 20 videos that she's prepared that give you all kinds of detailed information. And as one of her free bonuses, she gives you free access to both of these surveys as part of that. So I think we've covered everything that we'd spoken about before. Does that sound about right for you?
Yeah, thanks very much. I really had a good time talking to you, and I hope everyone gained some knowledge and some information today, and it would be my delight to work with you if you feel that that's what you would like. So have a great day, and thanks very much.
Thank you, Janet. And everyone, look forward to seeing this online very soon, and there'll be more coming just like these. And we thank you for watching the show today. Goodbye.
Bye.